3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Yo, thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. It's episode 82
With
of
that,
At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
and Executioner Daniel Travas.
Yeah. To think we're 18 away from 100.
Damn. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. 3 topics. Let's run through them.
Topic number 1.
Should Endeavor make WWE go TV 14?
Topic number 2.
Should win-loss records matter in WWE?
Topic number 3.
Should WWE do better build-ups for PLEs? And speaking of PLEs, we're recording this the same day as our previous episode, so we will most likely announce our predictions via our Twitter. Follow us at AT_odds_pod,
But let's jump into topic number 1.
which is me this week. So, Endeavor, parent company of WWE and UFC. Should they make WWE go TV 14?
What's your take?
WWE was planning to do that so they didn't have to silence fans chants, which dumb reason, admittedly. But under the Endeavor umbrella, could TV 14 actually work?
My opinion here, I think with you guys being owned by Endeavor, who owns UFC, who does a lot more blood and violence.
And we can't forget about the talks of a potential merger between Ultimate Fighting Championship and World Wrestling Entertainment. I don't know why I said their full names. I just wanted to get off my case.
I'm not going to get on your case anyway. But anyway, let me just say what I'm gonna say. So I think that WWE should go down the TV 14 route, and my reason is gonna be maybe that if you go down the TV 14 route, then maybe you'll be able to do a lot more shit, a lot more darker shit, and pull in deeper storylines with wrestlers that you wouldn't be able to do under the PG umbrella.
Yeah, and like the PG era admittedly has had some moments that leaned a little more towards the TV 14 side.
But another reason why I think WWE should go, or Endeavor should let WWE go TV 14, whatever you prefer, is maybe that it would also help the heels a lot more. Because, the reason I'm saying this is because if you go TV 14, the heel can do a lot more shit that would actually get people to boo them.
Yeah, and keep in mind, the last WWE TV 14 event was SummerSlam, but before that, we had some other moments like that backstage crew member walking in on Alexa Bliss without her top on, or that storyline where Mandy wants to fuck one of the Usos.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, me too, until I randomly remembered it.
But, okay, because, look, and another reason I think is, look, also, don't go, with like all the nude stuff for the women, but also it would be like, it would give the women a lot more chance to dive into more deeper stuff instead of just doing the same old shenanigans over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And maybe if you go with TV14, maybe you'll be actually able to help the because maybe it will be a lot more genuine, and you could have. I think because and another reason why I think you should go is because you'll be able to see a lot more blood and be a lot more dark with your stories. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like the TV14 would definitely help darker stories like a Bray Wyatt storyline.
Oh yes.
But also, I feel like with TV14, if you have a comedy act, sort of like if Otis broke away from Chad and went to Maximum Male Models, you could get a little more risque with the humor.
Yeah, exactly. plus you could have, like plus you could have just a lot more weirder shit to do with you could lean a lot more into the weirder shit.
Yeah, it could bring Judgment Day back to their roots.
Exactly. Or you could just merge the two ideas. Fuck it. Like a mysterious street gang. That honestly sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
But what are your what else you got to add, my friend?
Well, in these next minute
Yeah.
20 seconds,
Okay.
like TV14 doesn't just mean more blood and gore, obviously.
Uh,
Like, I don't want it to be another Attitude Era or anything, but I feel like if Endeavor does do that, they just want Raw or whatever to compete with AEW or something.
yeah. Because my final thoughts is if you do go with a if you do go with TV14, you'll be able to have the you'll be able to have the tribal chief to do a lot more sick and twisted things.
Yeah, you could literally have him like whip the Usos or something if they disobey him.
Yeah, you could like, cause yeah, I don't know, like do some more darker. I know, repeat, but like, okay, another thing. Um, Not only with TV14, you could have it couldn't be the same old sort of language. You could have them say a lot more. Use stronger language. Like be like, hey, don't you fuck this up for me.
Yeah. And if you hear all those dings, I'm getting a bunch of Twitter notifications and it's pissing me off. We'll be right back with topic number 2.
Hello, everybody. We are back with topic number 2. Does WWE wins loss records actually need to matter in WWE? My honest opinion, yes.
Yeah, and of course they keep track internally, but the last time we saw any recollection of a win-loss record actually being used in a storyline,
Was a streak, but that's it.
no, actually,
Nani?
Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, right. The guy that always lost.
Yeah,
But like
until he won at WrestleMania.
yeah, which is the weird. But yeah, but still, it's just like the reason why I think WWE should have win-loss records matter is because it gives every single match a purpose. It's not just throwing in a random match for no fucking reason. It makes every single match have some sort of stake, have some sort of purpose. Hell, it actually makes Roman Reigns, winning more important.
You're correct with that.
What are your thoughts about what I just said?
Aside from the fact that, again, I forgot to start the timer.
Ay.
It happens at least once every episode, people. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think, like, obviously they keep it internally, but I'm worried that if they did that, like, it would be like AEW in a sense.
What you mean?
Like, it would be like displayed on the nameplate or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, cause maybe you could maybe do it different. Maybe just maybe like if they're not a champion, maybe have it be like display like I don't know every every other week. You remind us, hey, this is this person's record.
Or maybe like show it in the power rankings or something.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the power rankings, does that shit honestly even fucking matter?
Probably not.
And look,
Because let's
guys,
face it, we all know Roman's at the top.
yeah. Because look, the reason I think why win-loss records actually need to matter is because it makes every match seem important. It makes actually, me care about every single goddamn match. Because otherwise, if you just have a match on TV, why should I even care about like Dolph Ziggler versus JD McDonough in a no holds bar match if the wins or losses don't even matter?
Fact.
Or like Cody Rhodes versus let's say Randy Orton returned. Cody, let's say let's say it's Cody Rhodes versus Walter or something.
You mean Gunther?
But yeah, it would actually make like if you're doing like a number one contender match, it would actually make that shit important. Or if you're like if you're ending somebody, who's undefeated streak, who's been undefeated for like five, who's won like every single match, it would make that shit actually important. That's just my thoughts. What do you got?
Yeah. For win-loss records, like, I feel like if WWE did keep track of them, it should be at least like in a tournament or something.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Like a round robin number one contender tournament.
hell, I'm surprised they didn't do that shit for the world heavyweight title instead of the weird shit that they did to actually crown the champion.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I still find it weird that the first round was triple threat.
Yeah. Anyway, but back on topic here is that another. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you speak. What do you? Any more things you want to add to this, Matthew?
No, I think you hit the nail on the fucking head.
Okay, I'm gonna add one more thing. If you're doing okay, here's another thing. Here's another example. If you're doing a match on, and don't just do the win loss record for just the main for Raw and SmackDown. Actually make it seem important for NXT as well.
Yeah.
Because and like another example is like let's say you're doing a match, like let's say it's another example is JD McDonough versus Cody Rhodes on a random episode of Raw for no reason.
That'd actually be a pretty good match that I want to see in real life.
Yeah, same. But like if you're doing that sort of shit, it would actually make that match seem important. And the point that I'm making here is that it would give the matches that you do on TV for no fucking reason at all, it would give them some actual story.
Yep.
That's the point. Because if you're doing like I just said, JD McDonough versus Cody Rhodes, it would actually, for no fucking reason, like it's like I need a random match. That's the match. It would give it a plot, a story. Because
Yeah.
and you got WWE. Because look, you guys are all about the entertainment value. I don't see every single match being, a story. Because sometimes, and I'm getting this off my chest here, but sometimes you just throw matches on TV for no fucking reason.
Or your matches and add some in their place.
Yeah.
But I just thought of another way like a win-loss record could work.
What?
Like a best of 7 series or something.
Yeah. Cause like, dude, bring back that more shit. Like, hell, oh god, I actually want to see this now, but it can't because they're two separate brands. But I want to see a Walter. I want to see Walter versus Shane. I want to see Walter versus Sheamus in a best of 7 series.
I mean,
Fuck
we
it.
could have Walter versus Drew McIntyre in a best of 7.
If like I said last week, if Drew McIntyre resigns.
Yeah, but we'll be right back with the third and final topic.
We will definitely return to this.
Oh, for sure.
Yep, we'll be back with topic number 3.
And we are back with the third and final topic. Should WWE do better build-up for PLEs?
And what
Yes.
And what we're talking about is if you have like 3 fucking weeks to fill out, whether it be an NXT pay-per-view or a main roster pay-per-view, and you got like 3 weeks after another pay-per-view, just
And you have like 1 match already booked.
build, like, you should just like put that shit in the rearview mirror and just move on. What are your thoughts?
No, they shouldn't, because then they wouldn't be building up that match.
Okay, if you got, let me rephrase this. If you got a match, that actually has some story and you're continuing a rivalry, fine, do that. But any other matches, add some shit. Just don't have me like turn into a pay-per-view and there'd be like only 1 match have build up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I agree with you on that, and like I know like normally this subject would be a prediction battle, and it's good that we're talking about this because this episode, for people that don't know, normally our second topic would have been the Night of Champions prediction battle.
But there's not that many matches.
And this topic that we're talking about right now would be the NXT Battleground prediction battle.
But there's not that many matches.
And you see, yeah. And admittedly, we're recording this in advance. Obviously, that's why. But like, and while we're on the subject of Night of Champions, why the fuck isn't Roman defending his title?
Because it more plays into the him not trusting the Usos more.
Yeah, and yet he's teaming with the Usos' biological younger brother.
I don't know. It's WWE logic. They don't really have. Because maybe
WWE has logic.
Sometimes.
Rarely.
But yeah, the point that we're making here is like, okay, Matthew, name a random match. Just name one right now, off the cuff.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of the current rivalries: Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay, if you got that shit actually has to build up. Actually has a plot and a story. I think. I'm not really sure what the fuck is going.
It's probably just the John Cena 2012 story.
Yeah. But if you gotta, okay, here's another match. Let's say, you got like the Mustafa Ali Gunther match. That match only has like 2 weeks to build up. How are you gonna build up a match in only 2 fucking weeks?
Yeah.
If you're doing a match, like for example, let's say you were doing Roman Reigns versus Sheamus for the Undisputed Universal Championship, and you only got like 2 weeks, that wouldn't be a build up.
Yeah, and like literally, for people that don't know, the week that this episode comes out will be would essentially be the semifinals of the NXT Women's Championship tournament.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna have time to build up that match.
No,
because literally that Sunday would be NXT Battleground.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, hey, look, the point that I'm making, another point is, if you're doing, if you got one pay-per-view, like let's say, you got Cyber Sunday. Again, actually, this I want to talk about for a quick second. Why the fuck is the WWE bringing that shit back?
In the age of social media, it would work perfectly.
Exactly. But like, on topic here is that, like, if, like, let's talk about that, actually. Let's say you got Cyber Sunday and you got like 3 weeks. Just, give a small storyline, here are the matches, and then, don't even tell us the matches. Just book matches. Like,
Well, okay, for Cyber Sunday, they would need to tell us the matches so we can vote on the stipulation.
Yeah. But do that, like, if you got a match and you got, like, okay, let's say, you got Gunther versus Sheamus, and you got, like, 2 weeks to build that up. That's not really a building up a match. Like, if you got one pay-per-view, I know I'm repeating myself here, but the point I'm making is, folks, is that when you don't really have a lot of time to build up, like if you do back-to-back pay-per-views and you don't really have a lot of time, it hurts the matches that you're trying to build up to immediately following one.
Yeah. Like, I know WWE is more of a story-based and entertainment company than it is wrestling these days.
Yeah.
But if those stories aren't compelling,
why the fuck have the match?
Why the fuck would someone buy a Peacock membership to watch the premium live event?
Yeah. Well, okay. Like, here's another example. Let's say you got let's say I'm going to say the last two things on my mind here. But let's say you have a match. And let's say that match, like, let's say, you had Cyber Sunday and your next pay-per-view is, I don't know, fucking SummerSlam. And you got like 3 weeks to build up a card. Right? You would need for me to actually want to give a shit about the fucking card. Because most of the time, I'm going to be honest, most of the time when there's like the random matches announced, because I'm busy working, there's like, if you're a guy who's busy with work and shit, and you got like 3 weeks and you want me to tune into that card, why should I tune into that card if the matches aren't really if I'm not really invested, if you're not giving me any reason to tune in? What's your last thoughts?
Yeah, and like, if someone, like you said, if someone's busy working and you have a PLE coming up and the card is booked with great matches but shitty stories,
why the fuck should I tune in?
Yeah. Again, nail on the head, my co-host.
Thank you.
But with that, we unfortunately are out of time for this episode.
We'll be back next week. You know the drill.
Yeah, roll the outro or whatever.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit,
And the Executioner.
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis21, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussion. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.